Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I hope you are well. A very unusual and perhaps imaginary personality has made it to the list of anti-Semitic individuals of the year. This time, this accusation made by the pro-Israelis is so absurd and nonsensical that it does expose their hypocrisies and make one question how low they can stoop just to justify their evil actions. The person we are talking about is the fictional hero, Superman. Yes, of course, now the pro-Israelis are slamming and backlashing Superman for being anti-Semitic and a hater of the Israeli state. This backlash is a reaction to the latest installment of the DC Comics franchise, Superman, which was released worldwide on July 11th. The film's plot revolves around a US-backed invasion of a neighboring country, which Superman tries to save. The plot revolves around Superman preventing Borovia from invading Jahanpur, which supporters believe mimics Israel's devastating assault on Gaza. Borovia is portrayed as a fictional Eastern European country and loyal US ally, with a massive military armament that includes tanks, Humvees, and soldiers armed with weaponry similar to Israel. Jahanpur is a far less powerful, deprived country, much like Gaza and the West Bank of today, who are defenseless and have no choice but to continue suffering from daily torture and assaults by its militarized neighbor. Lex Luthor, the franchise's villain and billionaire, is extremely comparable to Donald Trump in the real world, since he provides Borovia with an infinite supply of weapons. Jahanpur villagers are unable to defend themselves and must rely on any resources they may gather to repel Borovia military raids. In one scene, a young boy is seen attempting with all his might to raise the flag of his forgotten country amidst the chaos all around, which is very similar to the image of Palestinian children who try to wave their flags even when they see an Israeli tank nearby and are fully aware that the tank will blow them up to pieces for their bravery. Aside from the Trump administration, Borovian leader Vasil Glarkos, played by Latko Buric, bears resemblance to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Glarkos is shown to have ties to the villain Lex Luthor. The film depicts the US administration as frustrated with Superman for attempting to stop Borovia's invasion of Jahanpur, which could be a reference to the US's ongoing unwavering support for Israel throughout the brutal assault. In real life, the US administration is outraged by anyone who dares to show even the slightest support for Palestine or questions Israel's invasion of Gaza. True, the plot of Superman bears startling similarities to Israel's current horrific attack on Gaza, as well as the United States' complete support for Israel to do whatever they want, whenever they want. And this is why this film has enraged pro-Israelis, who have slammed the film's team, actor David, who played Superman, and even the Warner Bros. Production firm which released it. They are trolling the film and its staff on social media and advocating for a boycott. They are unaware that their actions and fury are further exposing their reality and hatred. It enhances and clarifies the film's message. Surprisingly, the haters who are now bashing and criticizing David as anti-Semitic are unaware that David actually follows Judaism and has Jewish roots. As a result, describing him as anti-Semitic makes no sense, but it does expose that pro-Israeli activists exploit the term of anti-Semitism as a weapon to silence any voice that dares to challenge their heinous activities. In one scene of the film, Superman is informed that he has come under fire, and the Secretary of Defense will investigate his activities. Superman became astonished as he couldn't comprehend how defending the innocent and saving people's lives had suddenly become a crime, for which individuals were being criticized and scrutinized.
People were going to die.
Today, whomever dares to just inquire the Israeli or US governments about the sufferings and everyday deaths of starved children in Gaza is harassed, abused, trolled, fired, and labeled as anti-Semitic. The United States sanctioned UN expert Francesca Albanese for challenging Israelis' activities, and there are thousands of similar incidents. The fact that pro-Israelis have gone nuts is just making matters worse for them. It portrays them as supporting the villains as depicted in the film. It illustrates their deep hatred, bigotry, and discrimination toward Palestinians that even a fake film supporting a fictional state named Jahanpur will set them off and caused them to have a panic attack. The film's message was to awaken the world's eyes to what is going on and how the situation of the world has deteriorated to the point where only someone as fictional as Superman can end the crisis, since people on Earth have lost their humanity and sensibilities. Instead of understanding the message and feeling terrible for the status of the world, pro-Israeli activists are busy criticizing the film. Why? Because they want to continue their barbaric assault and invasion. They want to continue receiving millions and billions of dollars in aid from the United States and other Western friends, attacking neighboring nations, and claiming to be victims all at the same time. If the movie had presented the villains as the victims in the end, it would have been promoted all over the world, and David Cornswet would have been nominated as a real-life superhero. The movie attempted to raise awareness, but it appears that pro-Israelis are so engrossed in their hatred that they are unwilling to see beyond it. They want the attacks on innocent people in Gaza to worsen and for the West Bank to suffer a similar fate. Unfortunately, there is no Superman for the suffering Palestinians. There is no UN or human rights organization, UNICEF, or even the International Court of Justice with enough power to save the Palestinians. There's no unity among Arab leaders to at least provide them with basic medicines and food. Whoever tries to sympathize with the Gazans is cancelled or faces even dire consequences. And worst of all, this disheartening movie does not appear to be ending soon. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala liberate Palestine and end the pain of the Palestinians. Ameen.